your brain is scrambled from, like, all the Molly you take, but I never said that.
The intro ended and we were literally looking away.
Hey, what's up, everybody? We're just checking out cool videos on my PC.
Also known as our own stream.
We're just kind of looking at our own stream and going, pretty bird, pretty bird. Good morning. It's too early.
I swear that intro got shorter. It is.
Welcome to the first, best, and only morning show in existence. I'm Anthony Carboni.
And I'm Saige Ryan.
And, ooh, baby, you know what we were missing? Just a little war.
Okay.
Just a little war. Listen, this is not that show.
Mm-hmm.
We are not
qualified.
We are not qualified. We are not geopolitical experts. We don't know much about much. Here's what I'm going to tell you. Just everybody just stay out of the Ukraine and trans kids' lives and my timeline, and we'll be good.
Yeah. On Twitter, I posted some resources if you're feeling as helpless as I was yesterday, where you can simultaneously, what? Okay, yeah,
just
lift up for the boy.
Let's just show the boy while we're doing this.
Of resources where you can support not only trans kids, but a bunch of other, informative things and ways to donate to support people in the Ukraine as well. In Ukraine, thank you. The boy. There we go. All right. And because it's a weird day to get on the internet and talk about gaming news and stuff, we're still gonna do it because that's our job. But we're gonna have some snacks and we're just gonna kind of hang out with you guys. We're not taking this too seriously. There's other things happening. But I did get Girl Scout cookies.
Hell yeah.
There's that troop in New York that specifically is comprised of like unhoused and underprivileged kids.
Oh.
And that you can order cookies from. That helps them out. I order from them every year.
That's lovely.
That's nice sound. So loud. One more. Yeah. So we're just gonna have snacks and hang out and have a little bit of news. You know?
Yeah.
Like video game news. Like it's Elden Ring Day, technically.
It's Elden Ring Day. I've installed it. I'm probably running right home after this, in between this and failed save, just to get a little Elden Ring in.
Okay.
I'll tell you this, Saige.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't play a goddamn moment of Horizon.
Same.
Bought Horizon. It sat there. I was like, I gotta play Horizon. I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna play some Horizon. I didn't play any Horizon.
I didn't play any Horizon this week either. Well, I don't think we were expecting the world to happen. I don't know why.
Well, more than that, I was playing other stuff.
What were you playing this week?
I'm trying to remember the name of it. It's something that just came out on Game Pass.
Oh.
Let me see.
I'm glad you're enjoying Horizon. Dandino.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think I would enjoy Horizon as well, but I'll never know now because Elden Ring is out, and I will now never know. When will I go back? Probably never.
Probably never. But let's do it. Let's talk about Elden Ring.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of things to talk about.
It is, by the way, Elden Ring is currently one of, if not the highest rated game of all time.
Wow.
Elden Ring is getting 10s, 9.5s, just all the way across the board. Pretty wild.
That is wild. But there have been some reviews and some conversation that it has not been running so great on PC. There have been frame rate drops. There have been issues. Bandai Namco did say that there would be a patch that will address everything from frame rate issues to mouse sensitivity, plus a rare problem where an easy anti-cheat fails to launch. They did do a day one patch already, but it didn't solve all of the issues.
Hey, if you're an old salt that's been playing these From Software games forever like I have been. First time? Come on. From Software can't make an optimized game to save their lives. They cannot. I love them. I love everything. I love all of their games. Some of my favorite stuff of all time. They cannot make a game with a consistent frame rate to save their lives.
No, and we knew that. We've talked about this before it even came out.
Do you know what the first well-performing Souls game was?
What?
The Demon Souls remake made by Blue Point Games.
They said that it's having several issues that will affect all hardware configurations on all graphical settings presets at the time.
Woof!
That's a rough start on PC.
It's apparently running anywhere from 40 to 60 frames a second in performance mode.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you like it when you turn a game onto performance mode. You want it in that nice locked 40 to 60 frames.
Yeah, anywhere in there.
And then apparently graphical fidelity mode is running anywhere from 20 to 30 frames a second. But you know what, Saige? It doesn't matter because the horse has a double jump.
Well,
Saige, listen to me. The horse has a double jump.
So then what else we're talking about is irrelevant.
The only thing they could have added to make that better is if the horse also did snowboard-style tricks mid-jump, and you could get points for it.
Yeah.
Which,
like
by the
Tony
way,
Hawk Pro Skater style points.
Yeah, which, by the way, Rockstar, if you're listening to me and you're still trying to figure out how to get people to play Red Dead Online, think about SSX Horse.
If anyone's going to do it, it's going to be Rockstar. If anyone's going to do horse tricks, it should be Rockstar. I will say FromSoft has also said they are constantly working to improve Elden Ring's performance issues and are going to be doing so in the next few days. I imagine it's going to be a rough couple of weeks over there crunching to fix them.
Look,
with how big this release is, I do think so.
If they're even putting that effort forward, if that's not a statement that they're making just to make the statement and be like, be cool, my babies, be cool. Because here's the thing. Like I said, never seen an optimized From Software game.
I think they're going to do it.
I believe in them. If they want to do it, they can do whatever their minds.
I think this is a very big deal, and they have a huge number to live up to right now with those reviews. And I think that they will. Also, we got word from Valve saying that testing indicates that Elden Ring is verified on Steam Deck and should run great, to be quoted, on the Steam Deck.
Woo, baby. Listen, here's the thing. I want you to know, Saige, where I'm coming from here is not a pessimistic, I don't think they're ever going to fix it and this game's going to have problems for the rest of its days. Where I'm coming from is, this is how I'm used to From Software games running, and I love it anyway.
I get it. And
this game's getting 9.5s and 10s anyway. Although I am a little bummed that I bought it on PC before I saw this article. I should have waited, but I wanted it ready at midnight, even though I wasn't going to play it until today. I was like, I swear, I just want to come home tomorrow after the show and turn on my PC and have Elden Ring fucking ready to go.
I was very much planning on playing it on PC, obviously.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. But what I will say also, and this was mentioned also by someone in the chat earlier, Elden Ring already has more than doubled Dark Souls 3's peak Twitch viewership. And Dark Souls 3 is a massive game on Twitch.
Massive game. Now, Dark Souls 3 wasn't the social and cultural phenomenon that Dark Souls 2 was.
But Dark Souls 2 didn't have Twitch. Right. And Dark Souls 3 has been genuinely fucking massive on Twitch. It's been a huge category for years. 700,000 concurrent viewers for Elden Ring already on Twitch. And that was at what time yesterday? Or that was at 8:40 a.m. yesterday. For all those early copies. Wow. That's a fucking lot when most people don't have their hands on it.
Let's see. All-time Twitch peak, Elden Ring, 700,000 plus. Sekiro, 279,000. Dark Souls 3, 275,000. Damn.
Yeah.
It beat Just Chatting.
Which is wild. Just Chatting is consistently the number one category on Twitch pretty much all of the time. Usually immediately followed by like Grand Theft Auto 5. it alternates around there. There have been times it was Minecraft, times it was World of Warcraft. I wonder what it's at right now. Let's take a look.
By the way, the game that I've been playing on Game Pass is Infernax, which is like an old school. It's like a Castlevania 2, Castlevania 3 style game, but like with a little bit of the Metroidvania added in. It's very good. It's very hard. I don't know if it's something that I'm gonna continuously play, but it was a fun little thing for a day. Yeah.
700. Pardon me. 790,000 people currently watching.
Wow. 790,000 followed by CS:GO. That's
there
crazy.
There must be one huge streamer in CS:GO right now. Yep. There is a esports match. Because CS:GO sits pretty high, but it's not,
Yeah.
500,000 high.
No, it's not. Come on.
But yeah, there are 3 different massive streams currently streaming out an actual esports match for CS:GO, and that is why one of them with 200,000, one of them with 100,000, and so on. So that makes sense. That's fucking wild.
It's pretty wild. Yeah.
Snacks.
I've been playing Infernax, and I've been playing Deedlit and Wonder Labyrinth. Just a lot of Metroidvania stuff, and then and then I'm always emulating stuff. I'm always emulating.
Just a snacky kind of morning.
We're mixing the sweet and the salty to get that umami flavor. The trick is, any gourmet will tell you, any foodie will tell you, you mix the Thin Mints with the goldfish.
Really good.
You get that umami flavor.
Really good, honestly. That's the combo.
In other big news, PlayStation, of course, is trying to launch their Game Pass competitor. We know it's coming. It's in the works. It has to be. Game Pass is destroying everything. This camera really wants a goldfish. The camera is like, dude, can I get some of those goldfish?
Now we're back in focus.
So there's a journalist that is currently saying, so this is Jeff Grubb. Jeff Grubb on his Giant Bomb show said that he's got new information on Sony's subscription service. It's close to launching. Project Spartacus is what they've been calling it. He says something's probably going to happen by the end of the month. That doesn't necessarily mean publicly.
Okay.
But there could be a huge internal milestone that's about to be met. They're getting very, very close to launching this thing. He says it's going to be comprised of 3 different tiers.
Okay. I don't like that.
Well, the top tier is the same price as basically Game Pass Ultimate.
Okay.
So they are competitive. Right now, the 3 tiers are called Essential, Extra, and Premium internally. They'll, of course, have some sort of like gobbledygooky corporate name. The pricing right now is $10 for Essential, $13 for Extra, $16 for Premium.
Which they did say is subject to change, since that is just the talking price right now.
So basically, for $16 a month, do you get full games? And he says, not really, kinda. It's kind of like EA Play. You get full game trials. I don't know if that's for every single game that comes out, but it seems like that.
Sounds terrible.
Yeah, he says you also get classic games and streaming. None of the other tiers will have cloud streaming, and you also get those classic games. I don't know what classic games mean, but it's a major part of the premium tier. So you have game trials, classic games, and streaming on the premium tier.
Trash.
Yeah. Right.
I love a classic game subscription. I don't mind paying for my Nintendo one. Yeah.
I mean, look.
No thanks, PlayStation.
Here's the thing with the Game Pass on PC or on console, I can I play a lot of Xbox Cloud. I play a lot of Xbox Cloud right now, but I can download on my PC most of these games. If I had an Xbox Series, I could download them on the Xbox Series and play them.
They literally said trials. You don't get full games, you get game trials.
I think that's very weird. I think that's very weird.
Cognog in the live studio audience said you get to watch trailers on IMDb for 16.
So now what it says is for the extra tier, you get a downloadable game catalog. Anything on PS Now that was downloadable seems like it would be in here. 250, 300 games, something like that. So this is not the premium. This is the mid tier. You don't get cloud streaming, but you do get 300 games you can download. This seems very odd. This seems more like a rebranding of PS Now than a Game Pass competitor.
Yeah.
Like it feels...
It's not a Game Pass competitor. It can't compete.
There's no way.
No. If anything, it could compete with the Nintendo expansion pass.
Yeah.
But even then, I mean, look, this is personal for me, but like, I think Nintendo has a lot more nostalgia.
And also, like, Nintendo expansion pass is not your competition, so.
Right. You don't have to worry about Nintendo expansion pass. Nintendo's literally always doing their own thing.
And also, like, the price of Nintendo expansion pass is like, it's an add-on to whatever other platform you're getting your games for.
Exactly. So, meh. I'm unimpressed. I know this is all just kind of like in the works right now. Maybe it'll be greatly improved before it goes public.
Well,
they're gonna get clowned if it doesn't.
Well, and remember, this is what Jeff Grubb has heard.
Mm-hmm.
This is not confirmed by anybody inside of Sony.
Exactly.
And here's another thing that we know about Sony. Sony has a tendency to seed rumors that sound underwhelming right before they make an announcement.
Do you think that's what this is?
They've done it before. I'm not saying that Sony is responsible for the rumor that Sucker Punch was making Spider-Man like a week before they announced, no, surprise, it's Insomniac. It's even better than you thought. They've done this a few times. It could be that they're putting out different rumors also to check and see how people respond. They
possible.
do that too.
Yeah. If this was something that was like intentional misinformation to like lead towards a bigger release, I'm not mad. I'm just confused because it just doesn't make them look good. It makes us go like, you know?
Yeah. But that's why when the announcement comes out, we go, oh shit, it was way better than that trash. I've seen them do it, and I've seen it work.
My hope is, if you're gonna do that to me, if you've got something up here, and I'm here, right? I'm moving. I want you to set my expectation here, where I'm like, oh, okay, so that you can come up here. I don't want you to make me go,
no,
just to have to come back up.
Yeah,
right. That's not fun. I don't agree with it. But you know, whatever. I guess we'll wait and see.
Look, people need to know that, like. So Games for Valor is saying no one's mentioning online multiplayer. So one of the things that's going on, because right now you need PlayStation Plus to do online multiplayer. Basically, the essential tier is PlayStation Plus, as you know it now. So the essential tier is going to be, according to Jeff Grubb, it's like you're going to get cloud saving, you're going to get your monthly free games, you're going to get your discounts, you're going to get your multiplayer. It's just going to be called PlayStation Essential or whatever. Or maybe they'll all be called PlayStation Plus. Who knows?
Plus.
Who knows? Here's what I'll say, though. It feels like Microsoft with Game Pass has really created an offering that nobody can touch.
I agree.
I don't think anybody can touch it.
And at this point, people would have had to start the runway a long time ago to try. It would be very difficult now to catch up.
Yeah. So, and I mean, the only people that would be able to do so would be Sony. And I hope they're taking it as seriously as they need to take it. And if this rumor is true, they ain't.
Right.
They ain't.
Anthony, we talked a little bit about CSGO earlier.
Yeah.
We have to talk a little more about CSGO.
Oh, okay.
It's unfortunate. JasonR.
Okay. Used to be a CSGO streamer.
Yeah, that was what he was known for.
Yeah, is now a Valorant guy.
Now a Valorant guy, but was a real big CSGO guy for a while. Has been accused of what all of the biggest male streamers on Twitch have been accused of, hating women.
apparently he has been muting women in live matches and ducking out of matches with women, saying that if he doesn't interact with them, he can't disrespect them. You're literally muting them and not allowing them to play against you. Buddy, this is some real ninja theory. And not the ones who made the good Devil May Cry. That was a video game joke.
Yeah, you got it.
Thanks.
We're a video game show.
We're a video game joke. Yeah, because I felt like we're a video game joke. We're a fucking joke.
Guys, every day the internet pushes me further into misandry. I swear to God. What is going on? Like, this isn't new by any means. I literally say most of the male top streamers have been accused of hating women like this. But, like, Jesus Christ. It's the same thing as when you hear, like, well, I just can't give people compliments anymore. You mean you can't catcall us? You can't corner us in a Starbucks and make us listen to your opinion about us?
Saige, your outfit is very lovely today.
Thank you.
There's no way I'm going to get in trouble for that.
Correct.
It's just a compliment. What do you think a compliment is, asshole?
It's always that they think it's like, see, look, now it wants to focus on your hand. It's loving this area over here.
It really wants to be dynamic.
Yeah, people who think I can't give compliments anymore, or it's, I don't want to, be around women. I'll get accused of something. Don't do something then.
At the start of this week, a number of female professional Valorant players, including Annie and Panini, who are big in the Valorant scene, levied accusations of sexism for him allegedly disconnecting from games whenever a woman appears, as well as muting female players in Valorant and other games. Panini wondered, her name is Vanessa Emery, she wondered on Twitter on February 20th whether folks were gonna talk about that one big streamer that mutes women in ranked games. The tweet blew up and snowballed into a series of accusations from other Valorant players, such as Benita, who said that he's been doing this since his Counter-Strike days. Annie Roberts corroborated the claim on Twitter. She plays for Cloud9. She said that more than 50 women have had the experience of Ruchelski coincidentally disconnecting from a game as soon as a female player joins his team and her voice is heard.
Anthony, we have an excellent example of what not a compliment is.
Yeah.
Someone just entered the chat and said, I don't know who that redhead is, but I just fell in love.
How the fuck did you pick the exact time to not fucking say that? I mean, it's always not the time to say that. How did you pick the exact fucking moment to not say?
Honestly impressive. I tell you, every day they push me more and more. The men are exhausting, and I'm tired of them. It's not hard to not be a piece of shit.
Not only does JasonR, this was a tweet by Panini, not only does JasonR mute women he gets on his team if they don't talk in agent select, he'll do the honors of dodging games or pretending his internet goes out to simply not queue with women.
He really, I'm going through a tunnel.
I'm going through a tunnel. He apparently does this all the time. Oh, internet issues.
What a fucking dork.
This professional esports player gets so flustered when a lady is on his team that he pretends that in his professional esports lair, the internet is so bad it simply disconnects all the time whenever a lady around. You know what it is I had Spectrum out, and they said that it's if you have two X chromosomes together, it actually causes disruption of the electromagnetic field.
Internet.
Yeah, it's like the 5 gigahertz band. If you put more X chromosomes in a place without balancing it out, it actually goes down. That's it's my ping goes. My ping. Wasn't gonna say my ping goes up.
Thank you.
I wasn't gonna say that because I was like, I'm not gonna make that joke. But I'm going to say it, and then somebody else is going to make that joke, and it's not the time.
It's not that joke.
It's not the time.
I'm telling you, the bar is on the ground and the men just keep bringing shovels.
Annie says he's manipulating his audience and gaslighting them by saying his internet crashes every time and he refuses to address any allegations. Wow.
Imagine being that afraid of women.
He said, now he came out.
I'll say he should be. He should be a different kind of afraid of us.
Now he came out and said, he called out Cloud9, the team, for supporting women bashing my wife. I think because
someone married him?
Yeah, and I think because somebody said, imagine being married to a guy like this.
I mean, I'll say it. Imagine being married to a guy like this.
And they were like, they're supporting people bashing my wife. And people are like, dude, the problem is not your wife. The problem is not your wife.
We feel bad for her. We should all wonder if she's okay.
The problem is that you potentially use your wife in a Mike Pence scenario to explain, or a ninja scenario,
right,
to explain why you simply cannot interact with the women.
If I catch you at TwitchCon, I'm going to look at your wife and I'm going to say blink twice if you need help.
He stated on Twitch that the reason he crashes so often, because he really wanted to double down on this. He said, I'm a professional streamer and esports player. Let me tell you why I crash so often. I'm on a dual PC stream, and I'm using Voice Meter Banana. Now listen, we all hate Voice Meter Banana, but it can't crash your internet. It simply cannot. It simply cannot.
Guy's a fucking dork.
He's such a dork.
What a dork.
He's such a goober. He's just a goober.
Just a straight up goober.
He tried to show a clip of his screen crashing to show that it was really happening all the time. And it was just a picture of his wife going like this.
Anthony, did you read this bottom portion here about maybe the most damning part of this all, though, is his disparaging language towards women. In an astonishingly ironic defense against the accusations of misogyny and sexism, he declared, I don't hear anybody in this fucking server that I apparently fucking crashed because there was a fucking bitch in it.
Whoa!
He also said he might get hated for the rest of his life because there might be a fucking girl there.
And indeed, a fucking bitch on his team. Wow. There are apparently VODs of him playing Valorant with women, but Annie was like, hey, where are those videos? If there are VODs, let's see them. He shot himself in the... Yeah, and then he basically said...
Literally said, these are quotes from his stream.
He basically said on stream, how do I disrespect women? I don't talk to them. I didn't know not interacting with them is disrespecting them. What? I didn't know that simply ignoring women
was disrespectful.
I didn't know that putting my fingers in my ears when women were talking and going ah la 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 was disrespecting them. Wow.
Oh, intro rolling. There we go. Jason, I wish you a very divorce.
Woof.
What else?
Woof. Hey. Pokemon's this weekend.
Yeah, Pokemon Presents is scheduled for this weekend. This is on the Japanese anniversary of Red and Green, so I'm very intrigued to see what that'll be about.
It's Pokemon's Day.
Do you think we could have like a special little Red and Green re-release?
Oh, are they already on Expansion Pass? No, is there Game Boy stuff yet?
No. No, I think that would be a full Nintendo Direct if it was going to be adding any Game Boy stuff to Expansion Pass.
Yeah.
I think that would have to be a full Nintendo Direct. So I am intrigued. I don't know what that would look like right now.
Look, I'm sure that existing Pokemon stuff will have something special for Pokemon Day. They usually do. Pokemon Go usually does something special.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure Pokemon Unite will do something. I'm sure. Hey, are you one of 3 people playing Pokemon Cafe Mix?
Something for you. So this will be on Sunday at 6 a.m. Pacific time. 9 a.m. Eastern time here. That's very early on a Sunday.
It's very early. It is the Pokemon company in Japan doing it.
Which makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
It is aimed at, the Japanese audience. That's very early for us. I'm being entirely self-centered when I say that.
Yeah. No, in an us-centric world,
That's very early.
that's very early. And
It's not too early.
we're already up too early.
Right, because 8 a.m. is too early.
Yeah.
6 a.m. is very early.
That's very early.
That would be a totally different show. You know what I mean? Now, Snap DLC is a very good point. I could see it being Snap DLC.
I think Snap fizzled too much.
You think?
Yeah.
You don't think they're going to give it another go?
They
Because
might.
of that fizzle?
I don't know. Maybe. Like, I don't want to count it out because Nintendo does have a tendency to be like, all right, week launch, we get it. Here's a bunch of new content. But I think there's so much other Pokemon stuff out right now that they're working on. I don't know.
It's too soon to announce any like DLC or anything for Arceus,
Right.
in my opinion.
Yeah, Diamond and Pearl. I don't know. Could be. I'm not going to count anything out.
Yeah.
Pokemons are magical creatures.
Mhm.
And you never know what's going to happen.
Snap did already have some DLC, but I could see them doing something specifically maybe for Red and Green and Snap.
Yeah.
There's a point where it's not just early, it's yesterday. Yeah, right? 6 a.m. still yesterday.
Somebody in the live studio audience mentioned Pokemon Sleep. You remember Pokemon Sleep was supposed to come out?
No.
Pokemon Sleep was like that health life training thing.
Oh. That
And they
would
were
be
like,
a weird announcement.
Where's my Pokemon Sleep? And I'm like, damn, where's my regular sleep?
Yeah, right.
But also, add some Pokemon to it. Maybe I sleep better.
Maybe you would.
I accidentally have not had caffeine since Wednesday. 2 days.
Oh. Is that good?
Yeah. Wait, I didn't even have any caffeine on Wednesday.
Oh.
So
3 days.
yeah.
Well,
So
today's the third day.
today is the third day.
You gonna keep it going now that you're aware of it?
I don't know. Should I do it? Should I get rid of caffeine? I don't know.
You're not sleeping.
Everybody says that I'll sleep better.
Try it.
You'll have more energy. But Saige,
Yes.
I've grown up into such a goody two-shoes.
I know.
I'm such a boring man.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I never thought I was going to grow up to be a man that was this fucking boring.
No.
And yet, here we are.
No.
And the only thing I have left is sugar and caffeine.
Uh-huh.
I don't do any of the bad stuff anymore. I've got sugar and I've got caffeine.
And I think that would be perfectly fair. I think you're allowed to keep caffeine if you want it.
That's what I think.
I think so.
But I've gone 3 days without. Will I feel better? Who knows?
Why don't you give it a week? Don't commit to it forever. You can have it back whenever, at any time, but see how you feel for a week. And then maybe you'll find joy in something else. The joy that you were putting into caffeine.
To what?
Those little model sets I bought you for your birthday 2 years ago you never built?
My apartment is clean enough now. Okay. We've talked about this, but we'll talk about it again. Listen to me very carefully. Yeah, that's the other thing, Alonzo. Thank you. When you have ADHD, caffeine isn't about this. Caffeine is about this.
Great, then have the caffeine. No one's taking it from you.
I know, but I wonder if this is not just my addiction screaming at me.
Alonzo?
No, well, Alonzo, but also my actual addiction screaming at me, no, stay addicted. Right? Who knows? Look, here's the thing. For my birthday a couple years ago, Saige got me those adorable little, like, I got really obsessed with those channels that build the tiny diorama models of things like coffee shops and like modern apartments and
That was our Q1 quarantine survival.
Oh my God.
Mechanism.
We would just sit on the couch and watch Hanabira videos and just watch with beautiful plinking piano music.
Yep.
And just watch people put together just soothing models.
Yep.
And I was like, I would like to do that. And Saige got me a couple of the models for my birthday because I said, you know what I'd like to do? I'd like to build a coffee shop, but make it post-apocalyptic.
Because
because one of those channels that we watch does that.
Yes.
I was like, I'd like to make it post-apocalyptic and have like a Gundam outside, like sitting against the wall, like rusted up, like somebody got out of their Gundam for a coffee.
Mm-hmm.
And Saige got me a little coffee shop and a little Gundam.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, this is great. When my apartment is clean and I have a clean working surface and things are organized, I will build these models. Cut to
2 years later.
2 years later, year and a half later, I think my apartment's clean and organized enough now.
We'll see.
I put that weird fake green wall up.
And it looks great.
Looks great.
Maybe that'll be the thing that replaces caffeine for you. Little model building.
Maybe a little model building.
Maybe you'll find the joy there.
Who knows?
Who knows? Who knows, honest to God, anything. Anthony, I can tell you one thing we do know.
What's that?
Business.
Fuck yeah, we do.
We're a business show, everybody.
Baby.
Hold on, let me put down my goldfish.
Wait, put down your regular goldfish. Get up your business goldfish. Because we're talking about business now.
We're a business show.
I got my MBA in deep perspective.
And I passed the bar in the state of Virginia. It's over there. It's that way.
We've invested heavily into 3D futures.
So we are always qualified to talk business. The first thing is the game Nightingale. Not here yet. Supposed to go into early access in 2022. It was the first of the Inflection game studio, which is a bunch of ex-BioWare devs. First game.
Yeah, if you don't remember, Nightingale was the was kind of the multiplayer Lovecraftian 1900s multiplayer portal thing.
Which looks incredible.
It looks amazing.
We're very excited for it.
Brand new studio. We always love to hear about a brand new studio. We love to hear about new IP. We love to hear about new things people are doing.
Yeah. Well, TenCent bought it.
Like already?
Yeah, their first game's not out.
The game's not even out.
TenCent bought Inflection.
Fuck.
Yes, it is the like Victorian shooter. Real steampunky. Yeah, so TenCent has already purchased the game studio that does not have a game out yet.
It said, well, it was announced by the UK technology company Improbable, which was Inflection's original parent company. They said they sold off the studio as part of its new strategic focus on metaverse activities, which sounds like the people at Inflection
Didn't want to do metaverse.
dodged a fucking bullet there.
Yep.
Because they would have had to add a lot of metaverse stuff into. And can I just say, I'm still angry about the fact that they took the word metaverse from us.
Yep. That it's not a cool like science sci-fi word anymore.
That's when Neil Stephenson put that into Snow Crash. It was supposed to be dystopian cyberpunk. We don't want the metaverse.
Yeah.
And yet, companies, like always, forget that words have meaning.
Yep.
And then just take them from
And
you.
just use them and do whatever they want with them.
They just take them from you.
So they said it is a privilege to work with the TenCent family. The depth of knowledge and expertise that TenCent's global teams provide and their empowerment of our team's independence and creative spirit offer an invaluable opportunity for collaboration.
Yeah, and on the Improbable side, they said, while we focus our efforts on accelerating in the metaverse, we want to make sure that the games developed by our internal studios benefit from the support of publishers with leading track records to bring them to market. They said, these motherfuckers wouldn't put our NFTs in their game.
They said they won't let us meta.
And so we're just gonna sell them to China. Now, did Inflection want to wind up at $0.10? That's not up to them.
Yeah.
Is this better for them? Sounds
Yes.
like in the short term, yes.
Right.
Who knows in the long term? We have gone on record many, many times saying consolidation at this level in the video games industry is bad for everyone.
It's so bad.
We're down to 3 companies.
Aaron Flynn, who is the head of Inflection Games, said it's official. Inflection is now part of the TenCent community of studios and developers. I am so excited to keep working on Nightingale and make it the best game it can be. I'm still very excited about this game.
Now, one of the other things that's very interesting about this is Inflection was, because they worked for Improbable, they were tied to Improbable's gaming technology. And Improbable was really showing off, they really wanted to show off their cloud-based gaming gaming engine. So Spatial OS was their cloud, like the game was, the way I understand it, it's sort of the way they promised. You remember when Microsoft was talking about cloud processing of games on the Xbox?
Yeah.
When they were like, oh, you're going to be playing Crackdown, and if you connect to the Crackdown Azure Microsoft Cloud engine, it'll do weather effects and stuff on the engine and stream them to you in real, blah, 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 and it was all bullshit.
Yeah.
It's not bullshit anymore. That's what Spatial OS is supposed to be.
Right.
And so any games that Inflection was making had to use that Spatial OS.
Yep.
Which is why, it made sense that their first game was going to be sort of an online multiplayer game as a service, because you have to constantly be connected to the internet to use Spatial OS.
Right. So it's very interesting to see what this could mean for the game. I think that it definitely could mean a better game, but I also see it potentially being delays.
Well, they may stick with Spatial OS. There might be something that's part of the deal that says they're licensing Spatial OS to
That's
Inflection and to TenCent. So
It's entirely possible.
Because it's still good PR and good marketing for Improbable. It still shows off their engine in a really cool way.
Yeah, if they choose to continue with it. I guess it depends on how far into development the involvement of Spatial OS was.
Yeah. And of course, Play Games Patty in the live studio audience brings up the fact that other games are doing that.
Oh, actually, they clarified Nightingale will no longer make use of Spatial OS. Flynn said that the studio elected to drop the technology last summer when it decided that Nightingale would be a more intimate single-player or small group player experience than originally thought to be.
Oh, thank goodness.
So I think this is great.
I think it's good for the game. I think it's good in the short term for the people at Inflection.
Inflection said in an email to PC Gamer that it remains a shared world survival crafting game, as it was described initially. I'm very excited about that.
Yeah, I like that because they're not using Spatial OS, they say that they can bring it down to smaller groups. I do like playing online with smaller groups.
Same.
I also like that they are able to put more single player into it, as that's 90% of what I play. Here's the Saige.
Yes.
Destiny 2. The whole thing is, the whole new expansion's out.
Yeah. Haven't played it.
I'm not going to play it. Elden Ring's out. All these games are coming out. When are we going to play these games?
Too many games in 1 week.
Night of too many games. So I guess, at least in the short term, hooray Inflection.
Yeah.
We're going to see what happens with everybody that's owned by TenCent over the next 5 years.
We sure are.
I'm really interested in that. In other business news, Bethesda. You know Bethesda.
You know the ones.
They make all the games where the people swim in the air, and they're very fun. They have had their own game launcher on the PC.
Yep.
I was not even aware.
No.
I buy all my Bethesda games through Steam.
Right. And they seem to be aware of that now. They're getting rid of their game launcher and just going to Steam because everybody was doing that anyways.
Yeah, there was this real thing for a while, and I mean, it's still there to an extent, but everybody was like, oh shit, Steam snuck up on us and ate our lunch. And now they're bigger than we are, and they shouldn't be bigger than we are because we're Bethesda, or we're EA, or we're Ubisoft.
Right. Origins launcher. Right. Epic launcher.
How are they making more money than us? This is ridiculous. Why are we giving them a percentage of every sale? We're going to start our own platform.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. That shit never worked
for
anybody.
No, Epic's the only one that's been able to keep up.
Anytime, and that's because they're just throwing all the money at it because of TenCent and Fortnite.
Right.
So, and they keep giving me free games every week.
I know.
I'll keep logging in as long as they give me free games every week.
Of course.
I think the only thing I bought was, for a while, the PC version of Tetris Effect was exclusive to the Epic Store.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I've actually... no, I purchased Ooblets on Epic because that was the only place it was initially.
That's right. Oh, so that's 2
It
for
was
me.
an Epic exclusive, so I did purchase it there. I will
That's
say,
2.
when I opened up Epic the other day, because I played some Rocket League for a show,
Mhm.
it automatically updates Fortnite every time you open the launcher. No matter how many games you have installed, first thing it does is update Fortnite.
First thing. Listen, we need to update Spider-Man's machine gun.
I had to uninstall the fuck out of it to get it to stop updating.
Self-Aware Can Opener was talking about the Ubisoft launcher.
Woof.
Every time Uplay opened up on the PC, I would get so mad because Ubisoft would let you buy their games on Steam, and then they would still open up the fucking Uplay login, and it would
Yep.
be like a whole other window that popped up. So mad, and they'd be like, "You have Uplay points." I'm like, "No, I don't, because that's not a real thing.
Correct.
I absolutely refuse."
So for anybody who might have, and I don't believe there's a single one of you in chat that did, purchase games on the Bethesda launcher. They added the ability last summer, I believe, or in the spring of last year. Oh wait, no, this hasn't happened yet.
No,
They
it's
said
gonna
that
happen
they
next
previously
year.
encouraged.
Yeah.
In early April, so that's this year, you'll be able to migrate your Bethesda library to your Steam account.
Mm-hmm.
Any title that you own in the Bethesda launcher will be available to you for free on Steam. Your purchases will carry over to your Steam account. Many game saves will also transfer. However, some may require manual copying. This probably doesn't mean anything to any of you.
Yeah, they're asking about things like if you play Fortnite or Fallout,
Mhm.
and you log in through the Bethesda launcher, are your atoms and like other in-game currency, all that's going to transfer over. People are like, "Hey, can I go to another PC service instead of Steam?" And they're like, "No, only Steam."
Mhm.
And my question to that is like, where
Where
else? I guess for the older stuff, maybe GOG. I don't know.
People
But
still have gone?
yeah, people still have GOG. I don't know.
Huh.
And then the other one was, can we migrate to PlayStation or Xbox? And they're like, no,
No, that's a whole different thing,
No, that's
guys.
a whole
Be
different-
quiet.
And then of course, if you play Fallout 76, they have like an entirely long Fallout 76 Bethesda launcher FAQ thing that you can wade through. But let's be honest. I bet, what do we have here? Like 200 people watching right
About
now?
265.
Yeah, almost 300 people. Maybe one of you plays Fallout 76.
272.
Maybe one of you plays Fallout 76.
Yeah,
Maybe.
maybe. A few of you did. Only one of you does.
Yeah.
You know?
So there you go. I think that's so smart. I think that also has to do with like, look, obviously they're part of Microsoft now.
Yeah.
There's no reason to have a Bethesda launcher. You're going to be able to buy their stuff through games for or Xbox games for the PC, and you're going to be able to buy their stuff on Steam. And it's all going to be consolidated under that.
Let's talk about the Batman.
The Batman of Gotham? I heard he was just an urban legend.
You wish. Early reviews are out for the Batman, and they're very good so far.
People are liking it. The review embargo is actually not up yet, but there were some MTV UK posts of people that were allowed to, I guess, say things a little early. And the full list of quotes is like...
And Hannah Flint from MTV Movies said Matt Reeves delivers a nail-biting and fun Batman coming-of-age story.
It's mostly about Batman and first love and summer camp.
I wasn't expecting the description of the Batman after seeing all of the promotional materials to be described as a coming-of-age story, but that's also from MTV Movies. So.
Yeah. But that's the thing is like you look at these people who were given the early access.
Yeah.
And okay, MTV Movies, right? Now Empire is there, but all it says about Empire is gripping. One word. Now when they take one word like that,
Yeah.
that means something. But
For instance, I could say, wow, the shots of the Batman were so astoundingly bad. It was so gripping of a terrible film. I couldn't take my eyes off of it like a car crash.
right.
Right?
That's gripping, baby.
That's very much gripping.
Now, the other outlets here, Insider, Shortlist, Total Film, and Unilad.
What even is Unilad?
Unilad is like the memes. It's like the memes for the boys.
Well, Unilad, the memes for the boys site said absolutely euphoric. Of course they did.
They said it's the memes for the bruvs.
I hate that. Total Film said sensational.
They're having a laugh.
Shortlist said one hell of a movie.
They're taking the piss.
An insider said that Robert Pattinson will be your new favorite Batman.
Now, this post was taken down, which means maybe MTV ran an advertisement or a promotional thing
Too early.
And not too early in the good way, like us.
Right. I don't trust this. This actually made me feel worse about the movie. Did it have that effect for you?
About the Batman?
Yeah. This lowered my expectations.
Since I'm not a cowardly criminal, I have no reason to fear the Batman. So it doesn't change my feelings about him whatsoever.
Seeing a site,
I walk in the light, and the Batman does not come where I walk. For I am a good boy. No, I don't think it bodes well. You know, these are not major outlets that were given access. These are not the sort of, I mean, maybe we have some people in Europe or the UK who can tell me if some of those outlets carry more weight over there than they do over here. But yeah, I don't.
Looking at the way that Unilad covers pop culture news, I'm not digging it.
No, it's for the boys.
It does feel unfortunately like it's for the boys.
I mean, it's got lad right in the name.
I wish that the Batman would not make a Batman movie for the boys.
I feel like most Batman movies are for the boys.
That's the
problem, right?
That's the problem with them.
Do you know what Batman movie wasn't for the boys?
Batman and Robin?
You know what Batman movie was for everybody?
Which one?
Batman Returns.
Yeah, it's Batman Returns. But also Batman and Robin. Because, let me tell you, Uma Thurman.
That was for the days.
Uma Thurman was for me.
That was for the gays in the days.
Yeah.
And it was a good Batman movie.
It was.
It was a really good Batman. Good. I talk about this every time we bring it up, but I gotta say my favorite fucking bit of Batman and Robin.
Security camera footage.
The security camera footage.
I know, Anthony.
Of Bane and Poison Ivy sneaking into the country, and they go, "We got this footage of them at Gotham Airport," and it's Bane and Poison Ivy just like
posed in trench coats,
and they're wearing their full costumes on the plane with trench coats and fedoras.
Posed.
It's so good. That movie is great. That movie is great. You know, I'm just going to come out and say it. It doesn't matter to me whether Batman movies are good or not, because it's one of those things where it's like they're just going to keep coming out. There will be Batman movies I like. There will be Batman movies I don't like. I wish that they would embrace every Batman movie being different, looking different, feeling different.
That's the thing. We're in an age of Batman where all Batman is the same. And I don't want that. I have enough personal feelings about the Batman, and I try not to these days.
The Batman of Gotham?
But I care.
I know. And
I want to not care.
I love a good Batman movie. I love a good Batman story. I really do. I'm one of the people where at the time, I enjoyed The Dark Knight. I did. I enjoyed The Dark Knight, mostly like all people did for Heath Ledger.
Yeah.
But I did not enjoy the Christopher Nolan hyper right-wing Republican world police Batman.
Yeah. I hate a bootlicker Batman.
Like went 15 minutes out of their way in one of the Batman movies to show Batman in a foreign country, like doing a military operation. I'm like, that's not,
no.
Like, that's not my thing. I'm trying to think, I think Ben Affleck got like a short shrift. I think he could have been pretty cool as Batman. I think he could have been pretty neat. But they haven't done anything with him that I really enjoyed. I don't know where I'm at with Batman movies. I know I'm sad about Superman movies as a Superman fan.
I think I'm a sad DC fan. There are some things that DC is doing that we talk about all the time that we love, absolutely. But overall, They're not a good spot for my personal preferences right now.
Yeah.
Because I'm not an angry white man on Twitter.
Do you know what's
You know?
The interesting thing about DC is the characters that they don't hold to be the most important, the ones that the studio and DC themselves don't care about,
Mhm.
are the ones that people are able to make good films about because
or shows or whatever.
Yeah, because when you think about like, okay, they care about Harley Quinn, but like they didn't care about Huntress. They didn't care about like they were allowed to make Huntress kind of a jokey
And they
joke.
don't care about Harley Quinn like they care about Batman.
No,
Not at all.
Harley Quinn. I think the popularity of Harley Quinn took them a little bit by surprise. Which is why Margot Robbie, savvy business person, was in there and was like, look, if you don't care very much about this character, can I be executive producer on everything about this character? And they're like, yeah, sure, whatever gets you to sign. But we loved Birds of Prey. We loved the second Suicide Squad because it was like, yeah, do whatever you want with these characters.
And it was a great time. It was very, very fun.
Great time. Peacemaker's amazing.
The Harley Quinn animated series is the greatest animated series of all time.
Shazam was really good.
Yeah. Shazam's fabulous.
But when you look at like who they consider their core heroes, I think they worry so much about them that they worry them into sort of like just being boring.
Yep.
And it's a bummer. It's a huge bummer. Meh. I think Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill were given the short end of the stick.
Absolutely, I will agree with that. 100%.
I think Gal Gadot had the fucking rug pulled out from under her.
Yes,
with
absolutely.
that second one.
Yeah. The first Wonder Woman was fantastic. It's a fantastic film. And it's the only one.
It's the only one. I wish they had made another one.
Yeah. You know what? I feel like this actually is relevant because we got to talk about Tom Hardy.
Oh, man. Reading this about Tom Hardy I was so disappointed in a RuPaul. We were all rooting, or like not a RuPaul, in a Tyra Banks, we were all rooting for you.
Yeah,
GIF.
we were rooting for you. We were all rooting for you.
Yeah.
How could you?
How could you? Tom Hardy's supposed to be our good weird boy.
Nah.
And fuck. A book about Mad Max Fury Road came out by an author named Kyle Buchanan. It's called Blood, Sweat, and Chrome, The Wild and True Story of Mad Max Fury Road. And holy shit, this dude sucks. He would apparently show up 3 hours late to set on a $100 million movie, literally costing hundreds of thousands of dollars for every freaking hour he's late. Charlize Theron had just had a kid. Her baby was in on-set daycare. She got to set on time. And apparently, things got so strained between the two of them that he came on to set one day. She was sitting in the dune buggy. She had apparently made a show, like everybody on set was like, she made a show of showing up exactly on time, sitting in the dune buggy, and refusing to move for anything. She didn't have any water. She didn't have a snack. She didn't go to the restroom. She said, I am making a show of the fact that I am here and I'm ready to work because this guy's been late every day. And when he showed up, she was like, do you have absolutely no respect for anybody? And he apparently ran up to her, got in her face and was like, what did you say to me? Like literally fucking puffed up in her face.
I think these stories are so exhausting to me as a woman because it shows that there's no amount of powerful that you can be in this world and in this industry that prevents men from putting you in danger and from disrespecting you. Charlize Theron is one of the biggest celebrities in the world. She has the most incredible body of work. She has so much respect in this industry.
She's got Oscars. She produces films. She makes movies. She stars in them. She directs them. She writes them. She's done everything. At that point, Mad Max was Tom Hardy's like big oh shit, right? He was not anywhere near as big as she was. And also, Tom, I don't know what script you were reading, and maybe this was part of the problem, but that was kind of Furiosa's movie. And maybe that made you a little mad. Seems like maybe that made you a little mad, Tom.
They
And
noted
you had to show her your big muscles.
They noted that he was quite aggressive and that she felt threatened and unsafe consistently on the set. So fuck you, Tom Hardy.
Ooh. Now, here's what's crazy is she apologized for it first. Because, of course, she went, look, it went to a place that was kind of out of hand. I didn't feel safe. I don't want to make excuses for my bad behavior, but it was a tough shoot. I have very clear perspective on what went down. I don't think I had clarity when we were making the movie. I was in survival mode. I apologize for my behavior.
Oh, for showing up on time.
And then producers and directors had said George Miller said he felt total disappointment about the process, and saying, like, looking back, if I had to do it again, I would be more mindful. I would try to do more about it. I feel like for sometimes for directors when they're working, and this is not to make excuses for George Miller, but sometimes when you have these $20 million people on your set and they're having these like arguments, you're like, I don't know how to get in between. I don't know what to do. I get I don't, what the shit. But when somebody physically threatens somebody on your set, there's only one answer. And that answer is like, you go fucking cool off.
No, he should be physically removed.
Get off this set. We're going to have a talk. Things are going to have to happen because of your behavior. I don't care if we're already 3 hours late. I'm the director and I'm shutting it down for the day.
You know, I've talked about this a lot on the internet, but like in almost every situation with a man, almost every single time, I am going to be at a size disadvantage. I'm 5'3". There are very few scenarios in which there is an equal footing for me personally with any masculine person, okay? And how many times I have been in those scenarios where a man was making me feel unsafe, very visibly. Mm-hmm. It was very clear that a man was putting me in an unsafe situation. And there were so many other men in the room that did nothing about it. The amount of times that I was in a scenario where there was someone in a position of power, whether it was a boss at a job, whether it was somebody in a class, there were many scenarios in which any man could have done anything about it, and they didn't. And the men in positions of power didn't. So that was very avoidable. Mm-hmm. It never should have gotten to the point where he felt like he had enough power on that set to disrespect her in that way. So that also is huge points against that director. I will be making no excuses for anyone on that set who didn't physically handle that.
Everybody that was interviewed in the book pretty much agreed that it was Hardy who started this. It was Hardy who was making all this stuff worse. One of the cameramen said that Hardy was very provocative with everyone, while Theron was the easiest person to deal with.
Of course she was.
Nicholas Hoult, you remember who played Nux,
mm-hmm.
Said it was like being on your summer holidays and the adults in the front of the car arguing the whole time. Hardy responded to the allegations by saying, I was in over my head in many ways. The pressure on both of us was overwhelming at times. What she needed was a better, more experienced partner in me. That's something that can't be faked. I'd like to think now that I'm older and uglier, I could rise to that occasion. What does that mean, dude? Just say you were being shitty.
He didn't apologize.
He didn't
take any kind of accountability for his behavior.
He said, well, both of us.
Yep.
Me, but both of us. But me, but both of us. You know, but me, but both of us.
Fuck Tom Hardy.
Such a bummer, man.
Fuck everybody who didn't step in that was in a position of power in that moment. Fuck the method actors as a whole. Fuck all method actors.
Fuck a method actor.
Fuck every single method actor. This is once again one of those scenarios that is glaring in your face. If Charlize Theron showed up, gave an incredible performance like a goddamn professional, and didn't have to go sit in fucking dirt for a week and pretend to be somebody, because that's not acting.
It's not acting. Hey, let's flip this around. You want to flip this around, babies?
I want to flip it around.
Let's flip it around.
We have 2 more things we have to get to.
That Star Wars hotel, which is not a hotel. We don't call it a hotel. It's the Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser, the Halcyon.
Yes.
Basically a Star Wars cruise, but it doesn't really go out on the ocean or into space.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a hotel? I don't know. I don't have a degree in hotel management or hospitality, so I'm going to let them handle this.
Right.
But press previews just happened for the Halcyon. The press got a 4-hour mini guided preview of what the 3-day experience is like. And they said, ooh, baby, if it ain't everything you want. They said, look, it's really about the performances of these actors and these characters that are with you the entire time. That's the whole thing.
I love immersive theater.
It's immersive theater. If you walk into this thing and somebody is playing, if somebody is playing a Twi'lek, you will be able to see that Twi'lek on your cruise the entire time. That Twi'lek, she will know your name. She will remember meeting you because she's there with you the entire time. And all of these people there's a whole story that happens.
You're part of it.
And you're part of it. You choose a faction. Are you part of the Resistance? Are you part of the First Order? Are you a smuggler? And then based on that, your experience changes as this Star Cruiser is boarded by the First Order. One of the exciting things that they showed off is this new technology that they created that is basically ship-wide, where no matter where you are, no matter what window you look out of, you will see the appropriate same view in real time the whole time.
From that window.
And those windows are 3D.
It's so cool.
The maps are connected. There's a map in your room. And they talk about some of the things that you can do. Obviously, they talk a lot about how this is a personal experience. And they say, like, look, you can't change the whole story.
Uh-huh.
You know, you can't be like, I'm going to push the bad guy out an airlock or something like that.
Yeah.
But they're like, you can, when you choose your faction, you can really, like, affect things and you can choose how much you want to participate.
Mm-hmm.
They liken it to, they liken a lot of the experience to a series of, like, escape rooms or puzzles that you can participate in the entire time. It's pretty wild. There are, like, droids rolling around on the floor.
Yeah. A lot of people are asking where it is. It's in Florida.
Yeah, this is in Florida. It will be coming to California as well. Their goal is to open these in as many places as they can, I would imagine.
Please and thank you, and also maybe get less expensive over time.
Right, because right now for a family of 4 to do this for, it's basically a 3-day, 2.5-day experience. It's $5,000 for a family of 4.
Which is a lot. That's an international vacation. I will say, look, and I saw this in chat too, there was a lot of upset people on social media as soon as it came out for no real reason. And that's because no one hates Star Wars more than Star Wars fans.
Right.
No one has a better time shit-talking Star Wars things than people who claim to love Star Wars. So yes, it is expensive, and that is worth criticizing, I think. But also, it doesn't invalidate how cool of a thing it is, in my opinion.
No.
It's really fucking cool.
Now people are saying, since they've been there, they're like, look, the immersiveness didn't quite match up to, like, I think what marketing and what people had in their heads. How could it? But they're also saying, like, the Halcyon's interior scale is also smaller than you would think.
Interesting.
So, like, if you've been on a cruise ship, the Charlie Cox was like, I expected the atrium to be taller. I expected the banquet hall to be wider. The cantina, where the ship's bar, and it has a holographic sabacc table. You can play sabacc.
That'd be very fun. But you're probably going to wait a long time for it.
It's about half the size of Oga's Cantina in Galaxy's Edge. So it's a
Okay.
small bar. They say that, like, the liminal spaces, like the hallways, the stairways, things like that, are, like, very sterile because, like, they're just sort of, like, not overly decorated and there's not a lot going on in these in-between areas.
Which I guess they would be
Mhm.
on a spaceship.
But they did say that the story is very interesting. It actually plugs some plot holes between The Last Jedi and The Force Awakens. So it actually tells a little kind of in-between story that sort of fixes some things.
Y'all, there were a good few people, like influencers and media, journalists that got a lot of hate for getting this preview because people were just fucking jealous that they got to go on it and they didn't pay for it. So if you look in the responses of a lot of the people like giving their opinions, they're like, "But you didn't pay for it." So if you see one of those come up in your feed, be nice to people.
Yeah, I mean, particularly look, it's a new hotel, it's a new theme park, of course press gets to go.
Yeah. That's part of the process.
And of course they invite, influencers and critics and
they're
things
going
like
to be
that.
excited about it. Let them be excited about that. Let them have this. It's not going to change it for you.
Yeah. They did say that the staterooms are very, very small. Smaller than you would expect. Probably like the very narrow cabins of a Disney cruise ship. And then they also said that there was some stuff that was just not ready.
Okay. It is the preview. All right.
Yeah. There's like a data pad app that's supposed to be available. Your excursion on the cruise ship is going to Batuu, which is Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. So the cruise ship, when you leave, you're supposed to get this data pad app where if you're a passenger on the Halcyon, it does extra things for you within the theme park.
Yeah.
You get like little bonus experiences. That wasn't ready yet. The other thing that's interesting is you're allowed to be in costume the entire time. You cannot dress. It's the same as like theme park rules. You cannot dress as a character because they don't, for child safety, they don't want you to be like, "Hi, I'm Kylo Ren, kid, come home with me." You know what I mean? So, but you can dress like you're from Star Wars.
Yeah.
And they also sell, you can have it delivered to you beforehand. And they did this for a lot of the journalists. Choose your faction and pay an extra fee and they will send you costumes.
That's great.
And they're all a little bit different.
Yeah, Blade of Creation in the live studio audience said the thing that most people have been really problematically saying in these people's comments. I'm not super interested in someone's opinion of a $5,000 experience they don't pay for. Then don't read it. Don't watch it. And that's okay. It doesn't have to be for you. Not everything does.
I mean, that's the thing is like, but this is a common refrain with reviews of anything. Yeah, you like the game, but you didn't pay for the game.
Okay.
You like the movie, but you didn't pay for the movie ticket.
Okay.
It's part of a journalist's job or part of a critic's job to
Right.
be like, no, I'm putting myself in the mindset of somebody who did this. Charlie Cox went in and said, "This is wonderful, but here are some problems you're going to have with it."
Exactly. Also, how are you going to see it? Do you want to just get your opinions from Disney directly, right? Or are you going to wait for people who pay for it and then also had no insight into what was going to be in there? Someone has to show you what it is to see if it's worth paying for. That isn't just Disney, because of course Disney's going to say it's worth paying for.
Yeah.
I trust that less.
But I think this is interesting. Like that, it's just a way. That's just a way to like, sort of delegitimize criticism. And listen, yeah, there are some people out there that I'm sure Disney invited because no matter what Disney puts out, they're gonna be like, "Ooh, Disney, I love Disney." Maybe they run a Disney blog or something.
Yeah.
But if you invite somebody from The Times, if you invite somebody from Vox, if you invite somebody from, any of these major outlets, it's their job to review it like, okay, I paid for this expensive thing. What's it like? So, that doesn't, just because a critic didn't pay for something doesn't invalidate it.
We have two more pieces of very odd news that I want to get to before we wrap up here since we started a little bit late. The first one being Jerry Bruckheimer is producing a movie for Paramount Plus, and I want everybody to guess what it's about.
Oh, man, it's got to be about some, maybe some giant alien invasion or, some huge historical event, right?
It is. It's a huge historical event.
I thought so.
Beyblades.
No, Beyblades.
A cultural reset, Anthony.
Well, I can't argue with that, Saige.
They're making a Beyblades movie. Let it rip, baby. They're doing a Beyblades movie for Paramount. And there's very little information about what it is right now other than the fact that Jeremy Bruckheimer is to produce. It's a live action movie with Paramount. And that's it.
That's so
Jeremy
fun.
Bruckheimer, of course, was also on Pirates of the Caribbean. God, what else was Jeremy Bruckheimer on?
Jerry,
thank you. I keep saying Jeremy.
Jerry Bruckheimer.
Bruckheimer.
He did the original like Independence Day.
Yeah, like
he does
massive films.
He produces like a lot of stuff. He produces like a lot of Michael Bay stuff. Jerry Bruckheimer does big movies.
And is now doing
he did
Beyblades.
Transformers.
That's what it was.
He does a lot of this stuff. He'll take a toy and he'll make it into 7 movies. Don't fuck with Jerry Bruckheimer. Do not fuck with him. He'll do it.
Yeah, that was the first one we said, Pirates. So honestly, I've seen a big resurgence in like a niche capacity for Beyblades recently. I didn't expect that would be enough to get this. I didn't expect that it would get us a Paramount film around it. We also don't have any information. I mean, I assume it's going to be a kids movie. I'm currently in my mind putting it in the category of Sonic.
Mm-hmm.
I think that it's going to be Sonic in like age rating and, expectation. But who the fuck knows?
I'm excited. There's a lot of Beyblade stuff going on recently that really worms right into the hyperfixation part of my brain. Because you can get like very fancy custom parts for your Beyblades now.
Oh yeah, you can. Absolutely.
Like really intense, like it's like a few years ago when people were making their own vape rigs, but now it's Beyblades. And let me tell you something. I never wanted to vape, but I was very interested in how the vape rigs worked.
Yeah, it is fascinating. And in the last piece of out of left field news for today, Anthony, tell him.
Alf is back, baby!
Alf is back!
Gordon Shumway from Melmac. Hide your cats. He eats them. It's funny. He's back, baby.
We don't know exactly in what way yet. We know that Shout Factory has acquired the distribution rights and are planning on a wave of pop culture content tied to the 80s sitcom. That's it.
Woo, baby. So first of all the Alf titles are coming to digital platforms in the US. Very exciting. You're going to get the original Alf series and, of course, the Alf cartoon. All about his life back on Melmac.
Right.
Very good. Will we get the Alf talk show that ran for a little while on the Hallmark Channel?
Oh, yeah.
I hope so.
I mean, if they've got all of it, they might as well. Question is, where do they put it?
Where are they going to put it? Nobody knows. But you got to hide them from the government. That's one thing we do know.
That's the one thing that we know about Alf.
You got to hide them from the government. But the thing that's very interesting is they want to make new content. They want to make new Alf.
I mean, there's no reason they can't.
They should. There should have been new Alf years ago. Why haven't they been making Alf this whole time?
Do you think there's a modern audience for Alf?
Yes, absolutely. I think the idea right now of just a weird alien who's living in an American home trying to figure out how America works is so good. There are so many great ways you can go with that.
Very intriguing.
Particularly like Melmac is supposed to be like very post-war and very like post, like there weren't like countries and stuff. It was just Melmac.
Yeah. And
they all just kind of like hung out and had fun. I think that's very interesting.
We do have someone in the chat named Melmacian Mage that acknowledged that their username is an Alf reference. So this news is specifically for you.
Did somebody just say Chris Pratt? Somebody made a Chris Pratt joke.
It happened. I'm sorry. Voiced by Chris Pratt. Someone's gotta do it.
Resident Alien isn't that show. Is that the one with K2SO. Alan Tudyk. But isn't that
Resident
crime?
Alien?
Yeah, isn't he solving crimes?
I don't know. I've never seen it.
He's like solving crimes, though,
People
right?
are saying, people are saying Alan Tudyk, and I think they're saying yes, that is.
Yeah.
I've never seen it.
I think isn't he solving crimes? Like he took over the body of like a sheriff?
Huh.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know, man. But that's not. But
Yes
that's not,
and no.
But that's not Alf. That's not fucking Alf, my dudes. That's the problem. Oh, I'm a human doctor and I'm helping out in this human. No, it's Alf. He watches TV and he eats cats. He serves no purpose.
We love something that serves no purpose. That's our kind of news.
Yeah, it's a murder mystery. No murder mystery for Alf. He doesn't get
No.
involved in that shit.
No. All right, you all. That is what we have time for today. Thank you for joining us, little pixel pals.
Little
We're trying
pickles.
it out. We're
Little
trying
pickles?
it out,
I don't know.
pals.
Pickle pals?
And that is it for
I
today.
have
Thank you so much for starting your morning with
10,000
us.
pickle dice that I have to sell.
That means you've sold 90,000.
Yeah, they're flying off the shelves. You better get them now.
Incredible. Thank you for starting your morning with us. As always, we do this show every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at exactly 8 a.m. Pacific. If it is not 8 a.m. where you are when we start, that's not our fault. That's your clock. It's broken.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Write your congressman about it.
Join the Discord. It's free to do. Follow us on socials. We have a bunch of fun and exciting announcements coming up. And come back and join us tonight at 7 p.m. Pacific for Failed Save. We're so very excited. It is episode 5.
It's definitely 5.
5 of Failed Save. It's gonna be a very good time. That is our D&D 5e live play. It is mostly just improv comedy. You don't have to know a damn thing to come by and watch it.
We'd prefer you didn't.
Yeah, fair.
We'd just prefer, please, just show up.
Just come and say hi. It's
Show up.
a lot of fun.
No
The community is
no
great.
thoughts, head empty. Show up.
And the community is really lovely, so we hope we'll see you then. We're going to go through and we're going to thank everybody who supported us during the show today, of course. There's many ways you can support us. Just following, doing all the things I just said. You can, of course, also support us on Patreon if you wanted to. You get a bonus clip there every week, including there will be one today.
Dun 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 dun.
Dun, 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 dun. And you get the backlog of every other one we've ever posted, which is a lot of good stuff.
A lot of good stuff. Hey, in the meantime, Saige, where do people find you when you're not here?
You can find me everywhere on the internet at Not Saige. I stream over on my channel on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays, kinda. I'm shooting all day tomorrow, so there's no stream still. I've missed every Saturday this month, and a bunch of other stuff. Don't worry about it.
Hey, don't worry
Stick
about
around
it.
here. What about you, Anthony?
You can find me everywhere on the internet at Carboni, except for here on Twitch, where I'm at Anthony Carboni. Twitch, you cowards, it's mine. Give it back to me. And of course, every Friday, which is today, here on WeHaveConcerns.com, it's my science comedy podcast with Jeff Kanata. It's very good if you're interested in science and fear of science and love of science. How about that? Let's go through and thank everybody that supported us directly during the show today. First of all, Revolver Ocelot with that 9-month sub. Thank you so much for sticking it out for 9 months. We really appreciate it. 54 Aqua Snakes with the tip. Thank you very much. We love you and your money.
We gotta stop letting Anthony read these.
Ron's won with the cheer of the bits, and then everything disappeared. I'm gonna bring it right back up.
What's going on, bud?
Hey, man. I don't know. Danny Boy's calling pipes with the gifting the subs. Thank you so much. Not the real Dan Litch gifting a sub to Kintro the Greek. Thank you. Elias El Kafi, thank you so much for 1 year, 12 months. Says, ooh, damn, 1 year already. Love y'all. Love you too. Silly Squirrel 89 with the resub for 2 months using those Prime bucks. We like when you take a little money out of the Beezy's pockets. Danny Boy is calling pipes, giving the gift to Bertaka Brett. Okay, we're done. We did it.
You did it.
We did it.
Okay. Good job.
Hey, everybody, thank you so much. Remember, your donations and your bits and all that stuff go directly to whoever you see on screen at the time during any of our shows, and your subscriptions go towards Pixel Circus itself and all of the things it takes to run a network out of a ding-dang shed. Sheds need a lot of work if you're going to run a Twitch network out of them.
You wouldn't believe it.
So thank you for every single way that you support us. It all goes somewhere good. Shit, man. I guess that's that for this week.
That's that for this week.
Unless you are a patron, in which case we'll see you in a few minutes. And if not, have a lovely weekend, BBs.
We'll see you tonight. Bye, friends.